Speaking of things I can talk about, it's a Saiyan Saga.
Woo! Here we go!
Okay, so, a little thing. I started with Dragon Ball Z Kai when it first aired on Nickelodeon. And I watched that pretty much every single day when it was on, I made sure I saw it. Every single time a new episode came out, I was there to watch it when it was releasing. And it stopped the Cell Saga. And then I discovered who the heck Majin Buu was through the Orange Bricks.
Yeah.
And the games.
Yep.
But I have not seen, I've never sat through the Buu Saga in its entirety of the original. And I haven't watched Kai's Buu Saga either, because that came out years later.
You know, dude, we will get to the Majin Buu Saga, and I'm probably going to make a video about the Majin Buu Saga.
The Buu Saga, it seems like a mess to me.
It is a mess.
I've played through games that cover it. I've watched chunks of it, but it seems like a mess. But let's talk about the Saiyan Saga.
Yeah, let's talk about the Saiyan Saga.
Alright, let's run through our villains. We have Radish. The penultimate Radish in this world. Man, Raditz, poor Raditz, the brother of the Saiyan Saga did so much for Dragon Ball. Your main character is an alien. He has an older brother that wants to kill everyone on Earth.
Yeah. Also, this alien race is a group of space pirates
that conquer planets, kill everyone on it, and then sell them off to the highest bidder.
Also, the Great Ape thing was explained with the tail, and you killed your own grandpa, and Piccolo's on your side now, it looks like.
Yeah.
And holy crap, there's so much crap that happens in this, dude.
And then, okay, so Raditz, what, last 5 episodes in the original, last 3 episodes in Kai?
Yeah, I mean, this whole arc can kind of be encapsulated in this sort of microcosm that I found. I remember seeing a trailer for Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I believe it was season 1 of Dragon Ball Z Kai because it covered the Saiyan Saga and a little bit more. And the trailer for it was super intense. There was rock music in the background, but it was it was showing all of these big moments in little flashes from the fight with Nappa, and it showed Tien dying and Piccolo taking the blast for Gohan and Chaozu blowing up, and Krillin in the background was saying everyone's dying and I don't know how to stop it. And I was like, this looks so cool, because this was before I saw the Saiyan Saga, because I watched seasons 2 through 9 before I saw even season 1, so that was the coolest thing to me. And then I watched it, and it totally, it totally blew my expectations out of the water, because, we've talked about the whole thing with Raditz, but, the fight with Goku and Vegeta
is so good. And,
it's so good.
And, okay, so Raditz did a lot for the series to just introduce a new dynamic to everything. Raditz's introduction and whole spiel opened Dragon Ball to space, to the universe, because they had done everything they could on Earth at that point. Well, probably. I'm sure you could have come up with something.
Yeah.
But with this, you've opened yourself up to everything. And this moment has led to everything from following to it.
Yeah, and you're right. They kind of have done everything they could have on the Earth, because that was kind of the whole point behind the 23rd tournament here, was that Goku finally won the tournament, so that means that he is the world's strongest.
Oh yeah, so he's now the world's strongest, not the space strongest.
Yeah,
no,
not the universe's strongest, but he is the world's strongest. And honestly, I think that Piccolo might have even surpassed him a little bit in the Raditz fight with the Makan Ko
The Makan Ko Sapo, the special beam cannon.
The Makalasapa. So
the cannon that drills things.
So the question is not whether this should be from Z, S, A, B, C, D, or F. The question is it in S or is it in Z?
Okay, we have to think about the Frieza Saga.
Right, exactly. So I'm leaning toward S, right?
I really, really like this arc. I remember it probably the most distinctly outside of Namek. I really do think it should be an S. I think the Namek Saga, with what it does, it shows us what else is out. Okay, we're just gonna let's put it in Z. We can talk about it.
Let's put it in Z.
Okay. Vegeta fight, good. Nappa is Now the Nappa fight's brutal. So many people die, and I still find it humorous. It's just humorous to me that Dragon Ball Z. I haven't seen Dragon Ball. At least not like sat down and watched all of it. But I've seen Z basically up until modern times in terms of animation. So the introduction to all of these characters was all of their deaths.
Yes, it was. And that's so it was such a helpless feeling, because this is the first time where they were like, "Oh, we're just going to incapacitate Goku and see what happens." And this is the carnage that ensues.
3 episodes, I think, of Kai, and your main character is dead. So imagine my shock when I find that, oh my gosh, the main character is dead.
Yeah, exactly. And
when I was a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, he's dead.
And I think it hits even harder if you watched. This isn't true for either of us, but if you watch the original Dragon Ball first, like, it hits even harder, like, in the new series.
I can't imagine going, like, from back when Dragon Ball was coming out, and either reading it or watching it, when you go from Dragon Ball to Z,
yeah,
the main character fall from the entirety of Dragon Ball, 5 episodes of the original Z, and he is dead.
He's also an alien that is dead.
He's an alien who can turn into a monkey.
And he has a brother.
And he has a brother who's now also dead and has not been brought up since, except for his cameo in Super Broly, which I guess is something. Good for you, Raditz. The community has done more for you lately than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, and you kind of get the sense that maybe Master Roshi, like, sort of low-key knew that Goku might have been an alien from the start.
Or something. Goku clearly was not normal by any stretch.
Just because of the space pod that Gohan told him about, but anyway.
Did Gohan tell him? Did Roshi knew about the space pod?
Roshi was the one that told Goku about the fact that Gohan found him in the space pod.
Oh, that's... yeah, okay.
I believe,
I don't recall that, but I don't know. I'd take your word for it. So, speaking from going from the Vegeta fight, transitioning out and going out into space, speaking of all space, let's talk about the Emperor of Space. Let's talk about Frieza with an I.
Yeah, Frieza. Okay.
Freeza, Frieza. Fine. But it's always going to be Frieza for me because of Scott. It's always going to be Frieza for me.
So I always thought... So until they said he and him, I thought that Frieza was female. I'm going to be honest. Because I watched the Funimation. I watched the Orange Bricks. Mm-hmm. This is Linda Young.
Linda Young's Frieza voice is iconic, even to me. And
it is.
And it's like, I love the current voice work. Rest in peace to Chris Ayres.
Yes.
The former modern voice of Frieza. I'm glad he has an understudy that can continue to voice that character. But he did phenomenal work as this character.
Oh, he did.
I love Linda Young's Frieza simply because I find it goofy and also kind of menacing.
Yeah.
But Chris Ayres' take on Frieza is he's scary. So.
Oh yeah, dude. I think Chris Ayres is easily the best voice actor that Frieza's ever had.
I think the Japanese is very good for Frieza, but I do think Chris Ayres did a phenomenal job as the character.
Oh yeah, and I am super nostalgic for Linda Young, but that being said, like, I think that like Frieza is... So first of all, the Namek arc is the one that I started with. It's the one that's the most nostalgic for me, honestly. And the thing about Frieza is that he is literally like one of the most menacing villains in fiction. Like
he had a child be murdered.
Like he is Toriyama is able to make Frieza so unbelievably intimidating that you don't even want to be on the same planet. Like I was scared. I was constantly on the edge of my seat. I was so scared for everyone there. And on top of that, Vegeta's there wreaking havoc.
Oh right, Vegeta is just the wild card of this entire situation.
Yeah. I mean, he is the wild card. He's like the king of spades right now. Like just wreaking havoc, trying to get the Dragon Balls. Bulma doesn't do a whole lot, but it's fine. She drove the ship. It's all good.
Hey, she repaired the ship. That's pretty substantial, getting them to the plot.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I have seen some of the Z filler. do we even want to talk about fake Namek and the Space Orphans?
Oh, let's not talk about fake Namek.
Okay, well, can we talk about the Space Orphans though?
Okay, we can talk about.
Okay, so here's the thing about like the the Z filler arc with the Space Orphans, right? I think that was good to like build like the aura of Frieza, this tension, this thing. These kids had their planet, I think it was blown the hell up, and now they're just on a ship with nowhere to go.
Yeah,
that just sets up the presence that this guy is something to not be trifled with at all.
Yes.
I'm glad it was cut from Kai. I'm glad it was cut in Kai, but I still think that just helped build the premise. However, I think Frieza carries himself enough to not warrant it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't think it needed to be there. I think it adds an extra bit of just kick to it, but I just don't think it needed to be there. But it's still cool regardless.
Yeah, I mean...
Let's just not talk about fake Namek.
I guess not. I mean, so I think... And part of the reason why Frieza's so intimidating is because you actually see him destroy a freaking planet with Planet Vegeta. You see him... just from the reactions of Vegeta and King Kai as well, saying like, hey, you really need to stay away from this guy. This is not okay.
Promise me you won't fight Frieza, Goku.
And
I can't do my voice.
And believe it or not, so people make fun of power levels, and they say that they're irrelevant at this point. But
which they're ridiculously high. I wouldn't say completely irrelevant.
Yes, at this point, it's pointless to power scale anything
with the numbers.
With the numbers,
because honestly, that was kind of the point of the arc, if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the villains have these devices that they can rate the threat level and battle power, but the thing is, our protagonists can control what level their battle power is, which kind of makes the scouters useless in that regard.
Right, yeah. And it was an interesting dynamic that, Frieza couldn't like sense the power levels without the scouter. But like, and the same thing happened with Vegeta until he learned how to do it on Earth. But anyway, I digressed. So the point I was trying to make was that like trying to put a power level on somebody in like the Majin Buu arc or the Super in Dragon Ball Super is like totally unreasonable. But
you could probably do it for like maybe some of the characters in the Buu arc, but like you could probably like give Krillin a power.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't think it gets to a certain point to where it's like you can do it. It just be ridiculous to try.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I've tried to power scale the Buu arc. I think I put Vegito at like 120 billion or something like that. But the thing is that the as much as people give shit to the power levels, the power levels do an excellent job in this specific arc, as well as the Saiyan Saga arc, I think. But in this specific arc, at just totally blowing your expectations out of the water, setting up Frieza as the most dangerous being in the universe. Because because everything before the Frieza fight, like obviously all that stuff is amazing. Like you have Vegeta and Gohan and Krillin kind of like scrambling to get the Dragon Balls. It's kind of a wild goose chase with a bunch of independently moving parts. That's really cool. Like everything is so tense because you might like run into Vegeta. Like, oh my god, like what is he gonna do to me? And it's really cool.
Plus, for like half of the majority of the arc, your Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan are just completely outmatched.
Yeah, right.
By all of them, practically. Okay, I guess except for like the Jobber soldiers, but like
Cranberry's in there,
bro. I find it funny that like Kui could have been a legitimate threat in like the Saiyan Saga.
Oh yeah, Kui is as strong as Vegeta was
in the Saiyan Saga. That I find it humorous that the guy who gets wiped out nearly instantly could have been a serious villain.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about Vegeta too, because like
we also get introduced to Zenkais in this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
At least as a full formal concept, like with a name and everything, or I guess we get introduced to it properly.
And that was so cool to see, because you could like physically see the progression. That's another reason why the power levels were brilliant, because Like, Kui was saying, "Oh, Vegeta, you have a power level similar to mine. It's 18,000. There's no way you could defeat me."
18,000, same as yours, Vegeta.
Exactly. And then Vegeta's like, actually, Zenkai boosts are a thing, and Kui's like, "Oh shit!" And then
dirty fireworks,
dirty
kaboom.
fireworks. So, and then you can see like, oh, Dodoria has a power level of 22,000. Oh, Vegeta can beat that. Wait, Zarbon has 23,000. Vegeta can beat that. Wait, Zarbon transforms. It's a little bit too much. Zarbon wants some pussy. Okay, let's go back. All right, Vegeta gets beat up. Uh-oh, he's able to beat 30,000 now. It's like this overwhelming sense of progression that's like really, really cool with Vegeta. And the reason why Krillin is stronger than Tien is because he got his potential unlocked by Guru. I think at that point, he was just insurpassable by the other humans. But anyway, so that's the main argument. But what I was going to say about the power levels was by the time you get to like Goku coming back, like, you know, we're in the 100,000s at this point with the Ginyu Force, and you know, and the Ginyu Force was a whole other deal that was really fun. But like Goku coming back after training under like 100 times the Earth's gravity, like Vegeta and Frieza finally make a showdown, and they're like at 500,000 or some shit, like
530,000. I think Frieza's first form is in.
Exactly, yes. And then he transforms, and you realize. So at this point, you've been hearing power levels like, oh yeah, so Ginyu is like 120,000, and Goku's like maybe 180,000 at this point. And then the first power level you hear after that is Frieza in his second form saying
1 million.
It's like, what?
That is double everything that has happened. That's double his like previous form. I'm gonna move the mic up so I can stand. I'm just having.
Yes.
I'm just gonna stand because I've been sitting on this stool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you just have Frieza here, who's gone from 530,000. That's a pretty big number when it was said to nail. But then it's like, then he just doubles that pretty much.
1 million. It's like, what the hell is even... And that is the moment where I knew that Frieza was the most dangerous being in the universe. And
then he became a xenomorph and shot Piccolo with his fingers.
I mean, even before that, it was like so unbelievably...
Oh yeah, he stabs Krillin.
Scary. Yeah, he stabs Krillin.
Straight up impales him on his horns, which is so good.
Like,
it's such a... It's brutal.
It's so freaking brutal. And like actually, I had a nightmare about that as a kid. Like, it was actually scary. And then Gohan had his whole rage thing, which was epic, and like Piccolo came in, beat him up, and then Piccolo, so this is another one of my favorite parts, Frieza transforms again, and it's like, what the hell, how many transformations does this guy have? And then he uses his crazy finger beam or whatever. And this attack is built up so brilliantly because he uses the finger beam once, waits a little bit, uses it again, kind of gradually climbs his crescendo until suddenly he's just freaking blasting finger beams at a mile a minute. And Piccolo, and in the background, at least the Kikuchi score, I can't speak to the Falconer or the Kai score, but
I don't recall what was playing for the Kai score at the time, and I haven't heard the Falconer track for it.
Like, the Kikuchi score is the one that I grew up with. During the crazy beam, finger beam, debacle.
I think it's just called Crazy Finger Beam in, a lot of the games.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed it doesn't have death in the name, like every other Frieza.
Yeah, during this whole debacle, there's, a legitimate, church choir singing, it's, so dramatic. And it was genuinely heart-wrenching to watch Piccolo just completely fall helpless.
Torn apart.
I know
he shot him in the knee.
Especially after seeing Krillin getting impaled.
He took a death beam to the knee. That's why he hasn't done anything in a while.
I know, it's oh my god. And then he got shot in the tit with... Anyway. So, that's a whole other thing with the final form.
Alright, speaking of final form Frieza.
Yes.
A complete subversion of expectations.
Yeah.
In comparison to, second form and third form. Third form is a spectacle to behold. Let's call it that much. Freaking xenomorph head, and then you see him like I think in both the anime and some of the games, but not really most of the games because
right,
too complicated to have him shatter. I think in like a lot of the games, like a lot in the show, I remember specifically, you could see him. You could see like the shoulder, like the things on his shoulders just shatter apart, and he starts to crack and he splits apart.
Right. Yeah.
And then revealing underneath Final Form Frieza, who is short.
yeah, he's a short little guy. It is very.
He's just a little guy who will kill you.
He will kill you. Yeah, and there was that one part, like Dragon Ball is so good at making Frieza seem so dangerous because like there was that one scene where like they were in like sort of the subspace like sort of like grid area where Vegeta and Frieza were kind of facing off. Like Vegeta thought he was a Super Saiyan facing off against Final Form Frieza, and they were in this like sort of grid area that was like a 3D sort of sphere, and that was like a really cool moment. And then obviously he got his ass whooped, and he was killed.
Vegeta got torn apart.
Oh yeah,
Vegeta's death speech is also really good. We haven't even gotten to Super Saiyan yet. Also, the build-up Super Saiyan is really, really good. You know, Vegeta goes on and on and on and on about the Super Saiyan of legend.
Yeah, that was honestly.
I don't recall if this was in Kai or not. I think it was, but the moment when Vegeta is resurrected and he flies over to see Goku and Vegeta. Yes, Goku and Vegeta. Yes, good job, Brain. Goku and Frieza fighting near Porunga. Before he gets snapped back to Earth.
Yeah, I can't remember if that is in the show, actually.
I know it was in Z. I don't know if it was in Kai or not.
I can't remember either, but...
I don't know if it was in Z. I saw a clip of it like yesterday. That's why I'm bringing it up. I found the moment of him just like kind of laughing at Frieza as he looks at Goku who's gone Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And he's about to shoot him and then he gets teleported away. Good
that
job, Jeets. You tried.
That was a cool moment.
But speaking of all of that, let's talk about Super Saiyan.
Yeah, the most legendary... Well, even before that, like, there was another power scaling, like, shock. Because after Frieza transforms, it's like, okay, so he's gone from 1 million to probably, like, something like 2 million with his third form. And then his fourth form's probably, like, what, 3 or 4 million? And then it is at first, because Goku's around 3 million. Frieza final form's around 3 million.
But then you reveal he's holding back the entire time.
Yeah, and Frieza says, oh yeah, by the way, I am...
5%?
Yeah,
something
he's
like
at 5%. And it's like, what the hell? His actual final form is 60 million, and then full power is like 120 million.
Something like that. I think Goku's like, what, 130 million?
Super Saiyan Goku is 150 million. 50
million, okay. So he was 30 million, 30 above.
And the only reason Goku was keeping up with Frieza at his final form was because he was at 20 times Kaioken. Which was a whole other thing.
That's dangerous.
Crazy. It was dangerous, very dangerous. You should not run with scissors.
You should not run with it. I agree.
So,
run with scissors, kids.
Yeah, that's the Dragon Ball equivalent of running with scissors, is using too many Kaioken multipliers. But let's talk about Super Saiyan. That was the first, like, well, honestly, okay, so we can say that, you know, it was just an excuse for Toriyama not to have to fill in the black hair color, but
that's what it was for.
But
it's one of the most iconic transformations in anime.
Oh, absolutely, it is
one of the most iconic moments to come out of the Japanese medium as of late.
Yeah, I mean the classic, like this, the whole classic, like the protagonist sees his friend die by the villain, and he becomes so infused with anger that he transforms and is able to beat the villain. Like, that's been replicated by so many anime. It was replicated by Yu Yu Hakusho, replicated by Hunter x Hunter. It was replicated by honestly, like, it was replicated by Bleach, I think. I mean, just you know,
other shows I'm sure we could think of
other
if given enough
things.
time.
It was probably replicated by Fairy Tail. I haven't seen Fairy Tail.
Naruto? Question mark. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I don't know about Naruto.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Naruto.
Yeah, probably sometime in Shippuden. I don't know.
Maybe.
Never watched Shippuden.
So
anyway,
yeah.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan, great, good fight. It was a good fight. I love how he completely just destroyed Final Form Frieza.
It was like 24 episodes in the original anime, which was insane.
It's a long fight.
It's like the longest.
That's the longest 5 minutes I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, so many seconds in those minutes, man. Those are Namekian minutes or
Namekian minutes.
Friezian minutes.
Do you know what a minute is?
Yeah. What? That was a great line.
Of course I know what a minute is.
Hey, but you know what? This was a great arc. It's in Z.
It deserves to be.
We can all agree it's
in
Z.
You know what doesn't deserve to be? You know what deserves to be in Z? It's obviously the very next arc. Definitely. Totally. I don't know where to put the Garlic Jr. Saga.
Dude,
I've never seen it.
Okay, I forgot you haven't seen this frickin'. Oh, God.
I watched Z-Kai. I haven't watched... And if it did come up in the original Z, I just skimmed past it when I was watching the Orange Bricks. So...
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, this is the first F. It's an F, dude. I can't in good conscience, put it any higher than F. Honestly, I was considering D, but even the freaking filler arc with the Banjo fan and the freaking honeycomb glue is better than this dog shit. I mean, really.
Okay, Gohan did murder 3 people. That was pretty cool.
He did, and Garlic Jr. transformed into an oversized prune.
I mean, did he do that in Death Zone? Did he do that in Death Zone?
Yeah, now that I think about it, he did in the movie. You should, guys, don't watch Garlic Jr. Just watch Dead Zone.
Watch Dead. Dead Zone is good.
Just skip to Future Trunks and don't watch freaking Garlic. Jesus Christ, let's talk about
the Cell game.
Well, okay.
The androids.
So this is interesting because it splits this up into the androids and then the Cell.
Actually, yes, that is true. They are. You can technically separate them because Cell is kind of like its own twist. Own thing.
And I guess you could do that with Namek and Frieza. Anyway,
you could, but whatever. This is more different. Namek is focused on trust, the central thing, and Frieza's still involved. Cell just shows up and changes the dynamic.
He does. He really does.
The Android Saga, I guess, goes from the past Garlic Jr., so of Androids 19 and 20, 17, 18, 16. Basically everything up until probably Imperfect Cell appears.
Yeah, right. Before Piccolo has to show up and fight Cell.
Before the fusion.
Right, yes. Yeah, so actually, I think Piccolo fuses and then beats, Android 17, right?
I think that fight comes after. It
I
goes
see.
Imperfect Cell versus the fused Piccolo. And then after that, it's 17 versus Piccolo. And then Cell shows up, beats the crap out of Piccolo.
Okay, you're right.
And then semi-perfect happens. The perfect happens, and then so the cutoff point, I guess, is basically when Imperfect Cell shows up.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So I guess that's the Android arc. Okay, so we have the Red Ribbon Army is back.
Exactly. That's
what very little left of it is.
Yeah, Part 2 Electric Boogaloo with
Bango.
The cyborgs.
Dr. Gero, a character we haven't seen before, former creator of the androids for the Red Ribbon Army, alongside the other guy from Dragon Ball, who I don't know the name of anymore.
Yeah.
I don't recall what his name was. I don't remember if he was filler, what the deal was, but who cares?
Yeah.
Gero,
yes.
Gero is neat. I think his design's honestly not bad. 19's a different story, but I think Gero isn't bad at all.
19 is like Majin Buu, but like a turnip. Instead of bubblegum,
19 versus Goku is a decent enough fight,
dude. I thought that was cool.
I think it's a cool fight
because obviously, okay, you want to handicap Goku again. That's fine. That's all fine and good.
Fair, honestly.
But I think it was well done because it actually kind of shows oh wait, Vegeta's better now.
Wait, we forgot Mecha Frieza.
Oh, Mecha Frieza.
We completely forgot Future Trunks and Mecha Frieza.
Right.
Okay, so Frieza's back. Woo!
Yep.
God, here he is. Here he is in his robot body. I think he looks really cool.
Yeah, he does.
Mecha Frieza looks really cool. I like it.
And it turns out there's another Super Saiyan. It's like, what? This is like a Super Saiyan bargain sale.
That comes later.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
King Cold. I think he's a fantastic concept who has not been used.
Yeah. So, okay, are you one of those people who think that King Cold is just in his second form?
I do think that's his second form.
Okay, I was wondering.
Because, like, I mean, it would make sense. He looks pretty much exactly like it. The horn shape, everything. He looks like the second form.
Because I was thinking it would be cool, like, if King Cold were actually in his first form, like, if he transformed into his second form, like, he would be, like...
even bigger.
As big as, like, a great ape or something like that.
That'd be really cool. Too bad we're never gonna know.
Yeah, too bad he was, like, actually just murdered.
He was just murdered by Trunks. Single blast. All it took.
Yeah. By the way, Future Trunks, great character.
Future Trunks, great character. He was purple back then.
He was purple. Lavender purple, yeah.
Matches Bulma's original manga hair.
It does. It's really cool.
Then it got retconned.
Yeah. But, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's weird. But
I guess we'll get to that when we get to that.
Vegeta's Badman shirt, obviously.
Pink shirt Vegeta, iconic, classic, needs to be in more things.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, like...
Vegeta going Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Good job, 19. You did something really good.
Yeah, you know, I mean...
a really good moment for Vegeta. It was, you know, of course it would happen, but duh.
Yeah, and that's kind of the moment where we realize, like, oh, wait, like, I think Vegeta surpassed Goku again. Like...
yeah.
At least until they get into the time chamber, and then, you know, Goku kind of gains the traction again, but... you know, honestly, that's, you know, 19 and 20, I think they were good, like, they get flack, but I think they were good introductions to the androids, and,
I remembered something.
Oh, what's that?
Back to the Frieza arc real quick. I think
Okay.
a moment that I like a lot in Kai specifically is when Namek blows up.
Okay.
Like, the redub of Goku screaming as the planet explodes around him.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really good scene. I don't know why that just came to mind, but that's really good. Then he obviously didn't die that day.
Yeah, and honestly, that was another one of the moments where it was, like, super tense. Like, I was sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, even after Frieza was defeated, like, throughout the entire arc, I was on the edge of my seat during the Namek arc. Like, totally. Up until the very bitter end when the planet freaking explodes. Just brilliant stuff. But yeah, I guess, so Android 17 just freaking decapitates Jiro.
Oh yeah, Jiro is murked.
They're like, we're here now.
We're here.
We are the androids. 16 comes. Supposedly he's even stronger than 17 and 18. So I love the whole, like, gentle giant thing that 16 does with the birds. That's really cool. There was that what if thing in the Tenkaichi game where
He got sent back in time?
Yeah, he got sent back in time to defeat Goku and Android
8 versus 16.
Yeah, Ader was there. God, Ader's such a hard character to play in the game. Anyway, I'm getting off track.
Okay, so Android Saga. 17, 18, and 16. A great trio that just... 16 was like their moral compass. I think it was a really good dynamic between those three. Vegeta's got both of his arms broken.
Yeah, that was a cringe moment for Vegeta for sure. But it was
Trunks
not.
got his sword broken.
Yeah, that was
also happened.
That was
all
a thing.
the same fight.
I think that was like a reality check.
Piccolo,
For Vegeta.
Tien,
Oh, yeah.
Yamcha was it just Piccolo and Tien? They got knocked out by 17.
Right? Yeah, they did. I
They
think.
just got one shot.
Very, very menacing.
Krillin got kissed. That was a pretty good moment.
Dude, yeah. And let's talk about Krillin because he makes... So people say that Krillin is useless after Namek, which is true in part.
In the fight sense, yes.
Yes, but I think that even though he's not, like, totally vital to actually winning the fight against the androids, I think that that is an excellent character moment for him because it is, like, you know, it shows him, like, internally struggling between, like, do I sacrifice, you know, the one, like, chance that I might have at true love for the sake of the world, or can I trust the Z Warriors.
You're talking like the moment when he has the remote.
Yeah, when he has the remote.
That's more Cell Saga.
So the Android Saga, is good.
We got the kiss. We got the kiss.
Yes,
okay.
we got
Look,
the smooch.
Splitting this in two is weird.
It is. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's a good moment. I know what you're going. It's a good moment, but that is more Cell Saga than anything. Splitting this in two is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so capping this off, I guess everything. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else would may have happened between Vegeta's getting his arms broken and Cell showing up. I don't really know what else happened between. I guess Goku and the Heart Virus was something.
Yeah. What about when Trunks and Krillin go into the cave and kill the little baby for a version of Cell?
Cell Saga still, I think.
Okay, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, that's. I believe. Yeah, that's because they were trying to find something to. They got the blueprints which led to the remote to blow up the bombs.
Man, maybe the Android Saga isn't like maybe
it's got cool moments, but
Yeah.
it's like the opening to the Cell Saga.
yeah, it's all set up.
It's
So
all like set up.
sorry, I kicked the mic there.
Oh no, but yeah, it's all set up. So it's like I don't know what to say about it. Like, okay, we got Trunks, great. Mecha Frieza, cool. He's dead instantly.
Yeah.
The androids, all of the androids, all 5 of them, great. They
Right.
all have to bring different elements and they're all good. But they also all lead into the Cell Saga. At least what this called, I assume this should be considered the Cell Saga. So we cut off pretty much like after the fight with 18.
Yeah.
Vegeta.
So, okay, do you want to put this in A or B?
I think we should honestly. It has good moments, but being like a quarter of an arc, what's in C?
C, we have Minus and the Sanctuary in C. And we have Piccolo, Fortune Teller Baba, and the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai in the A. So,
Because like, okay, we have great moments, but like, here's the thing: we've defined the Dragon Ball arcs by like a lot of their big moments.
yeah, right. Of course. So, yeah, I'm thinking B, honestly, for this.
I'm honestly, I don't know about you, but I don't know. I'm looking at Baba. I don't know if that should be an A. Granted, I've only seen just the fight with Gohan, so I can't really speak on it. But
well, yeah,
cause, like,
fair enough.
Because like a lot of the Dragon Ball arcs that I've really been talking about, they're good, they're great, but
yeah, maybe this isn't an A, is it?
I don't think. I think Gohan is great, but I don't think it should be an A.
Yeah, and so okay, so that's a good distinction there.
On as to note of where I think the Android Saga should be placed, I'm thinking it's still B regardless. I think it has great moments, but it has. That's about all it's got. It's a lot of setup to the major portion of the arc.
And we have quite a heavy beast here right now, but
I mean,
that's
B
all right.
is pretty much our cutoff point between like bad.
Yeah, it's like the middle. It's the exact middle
It's
point.
the middle ground.
So,
Speaking of the rest of the Android / Cell arc, we
yeah,
have the Cell arc,
the Cell,
which I guess is going to be everything from the perfect Cell introduction to the end of this saga.
the imperfect Cell, I guess.
So let's talk about Imperfect Cell and his introduction.
Yeah, in fact, we just watched the Breakers trailer.
Oh yeah, so I showed Ethan both the most recent Breakers trailer with Frieza that came out today,
right? Yeah,
and the original Breakers trailer that was the reveal trailer, which showed off Cell. Imperfect Cell is horrifying. Oh my god,
he is. It's a very perfect evil introduction.
He murders a town.
Yeah,
there's no bodies left.
I think it honestly rivals the introduction of Goku Black in terms of like terror and menace. You know,
Definitely. So I think I definitely think so. Like those. Goku, the first episode of Goku Black, the first 2 episodes of Goku Black, I think are really, really top notch, and so is the introduction of Imperfect Cell.
Yeah,
both are equally menacing in terms of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And both have really good fights afterwards.
Yeah,
what I remember of the intro to Goku Black and his fight with Trunks, I think is pretty good.
Well,
what I remember of it. But then we have Piccolo versus Imperfect Cell, which is his own thing.
Well, the thing is that like at a certain the thing I thought was interesting about Piccolo and the fight between Piccolo and Perfect Cell was that like, I you know, at a certain point in Dragon Ball, like once the characters get so unbelievably powerful, you can't really tell apart some of the, you know, the battles anymore, because I don't know if you could necessarily like pick out a fight in the the Cell games, for instance, and then pick out a fight in Dragon Ball Super and then distinguish which one is stronger, right? Because even though we know that the fights in Super are stronger, if there was an outsider looking in, they wouldn't really be able to tell that people in the Cell games were stronger than people in Dragon Ball Super, right?
You really would only be able to know if you were kind of in the know. You wouldn't have to, because like
right.
Given the nature of like shonen and battle anime, like that type of this kind of style, anything that comes later is going to be stronger. But you would know that if you just didn't, if you were out of the loop or something.
Yeah, I mean, they're all teleporting, they're all blowing up, you know, the terrain and stuff. But I feel like, for whatever reason, the fight between Piccolo and Imperfect Cell is unlike any other fight that came before it. Like, you can really tell, like, oh, this is like the peak of strength that we've seen so far. Mm-hmm. Because like Piccolo does like a cool spinny move, and they're like, you know, that's actually the extent of my justification.
A piece that I really like of that fight is when Cell fires the special beam cannon, and Piccolo just takes his hand and just slaps that bitch away.
Oh yeah, dude!
And it hits the ground. I don't know why that moment stuck with me so much. Also, Cell using the Kamehameha for the first time. When I was a kid, I'm like, oh my god, look at the Bug Man!
Oh yeah,
he can do the thing, the blue thing. They do the shout and the boom.
He do the thing.
But the thing is, everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Kamehameha is a technique that pretty much most of the main cast knows.
Right. I mean, at first I was like, wait, did he like confiscate Master Roshi and make him teach like? And I was like, no, there's no way. No, that was a really cool thing, and that's like the thing that I'm impressed most by about the Cell Saga is that it like the sort of the villain of Cell is sort of literally the physical manifestation of the combined hubris of the Z Warriors. And the reason that it has gotten so out of hand is that each and every character makes a crucial like mistake that leads up to the final fight, right?
Oh, Vegeta.
Yeah, Vegeta makes the mistake. Krillin makes the mistake of saving, which arguably it's not a mistake, but it is a mistake in terms of trying to save the Earth. And, you know, Goku makes the mistake of giving him the senzu bean. Gohan makes the mistake of being cocky and not finishing him off. And, you know, and that's just the whole theme of it, basically, is that, like, each and every fighter makes a crucial mistake that leads to the end of that leads to the culmination that is the Cell games. And part of that is represented through the symbolic action of like Cell having the powers of the Z Warriors. Like Cell is using their powers against them because Cell is using their hubris against the heroes of the story, which I think is really cool symbolism. I mean, honestly, dude, I'm thinking either S or A for Cell.
Okay. Well, should we talk about the rest of the arc?
Yes, we should.
I mean, I still think. I mean, I don't disagree, but I do think we should talk about the rest of the arc.
Sure, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know, but I just kind of.
You kind of jumped the gun, but like I mean, to be fair, I don't disagree.
That was my hubris that went into the Cell games.
Okay, so Imperfect Cell is a monster who I can't compare anything to. Semi-Perfect Cell is like Vegeta. He's just Vegeta.
He is Vegeta. That's true.
Vegeta. He is arrogant. He is cocky.
He's got those lips, man.
He got damn lips. Semi-Perfect Cell is cocky, arrogant. He is full of himself. He has this power and he knows it.
He's got moxie.
He has power. He knows it. He knows that he could do away with anyone that's currently there. Anybody. He probably could have killed Goku.
Probably, yeah.
Then Vegeta shows up.
Yes.
How ironic. And then he gets crushed.
Indeed, he does.
He gets torn asunder.
Vegeta was beating on Semi-Perfect Cell.
Like, it was barely a contest. And then, ironically, the Semi-Perfect Cell, who's just as arrogant as Vegeta, uses Vegeta's own arrogance.
Yes, the hubris of Vegeta has done him in.
Once again.
And then, honestly, like, this isn't really a hubris moment for Trunks, but it is a sort of moment of naivete, because Trunks, like, that is another interesting thing that they added in with the power scaling, that, like, Trunks
is pretty much as strong as Vegeta.
Yeah, and Trunks believes that he's stronger than Vegeta, but it turns out, like, even though he has reached, like, whatever, like, the grade...
Super Saiyan grade 3!
Yeah, 3.
Or just super, or whatever. Ultra,
Ultra, or whatever. Even though he's reached that state, like, because he's so bulky now, like, he can't move as fast. And I thought that was an interesting thing, because even though he has a higher power level, like, Toriyama actually took the time to say, like, hey, like, just because you have a higher power level doesn't mean that you're necessarily skilled in every imaginable way.
Plus, there was that small scuffle between Vegeta and Trunks. That was neat.
That was neat, yeah.
And then some Perfect Cell goes on to absorb 18, and then Perfect Cell happens. Vegeta gets wrecked, gets his back snapped.
Oh, this is the final flash.
Oh yeah, the final flash happens.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
Really good moment. It just kind of shows, because, like, you know, that's just a good moment. You see the beam, like, encompass, like, in the earth and just shoot off of it. You see it from the planet and just go off into space. Totally blew up a planet somewhere, I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then it's a big moment, and it does work if it wasn't Cell.
I think that there's, like, 3 key moments in Dragon Ball Z where Vegeta shows his true, like, unadulterated, just berserker rage. And I think the first one is when, like Vegeta just is at his limit on Earth, and he's like, I don't care about this planet anymore, and he fires the Gallic gun.
He's going to blow it up.
I think the second moment is in Namek, when he finds out that Krillin and Gohan were keeping a Dragon Ball from him.
Mm-hmm. He just shoots out of the water.
Yeah.
And shoots guns towards them.
And the third moment is the final flash.
Let's talk a little bit. We could talk a little bit more about Ultra Trunks, Grade 3. Okay,
yeah.
That form, I find it ironic because Broly exists.
Yes.
Up until recently, you just had DBZ Broly, who was way, way, way bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, even as a kid, when I was watching this, I was like, are you sure this is gonna work out for you, man? Like, those muscles got to be heavy, man.
Ultra Grade 3 in general looks unwieldy. I don't know if this was filler or something, but I do like the moment in the time chamber with Gohan and Goku, where Goku showed off Grade 3.
Yes, exactly. That was a good moment.
I think that form looks really good on him, just as a side note.
Yeah, it does, especially with the...
his hair is, like, enormous.
Yeah, and the Saiyan armor.
The Saiyan armor Goku is a good look on him.
It is a good look, yeah. Overall, just...
Like, Grade 3 is a form that, I mean, makes sense of why you shouldn't use it, but, like, it looks neat.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It looks cool. It's so ineffective. I like the idea that you could, in theory, use it. Also, it came back in Super twice.
Right.
Came back in Super twice with Trunks and Caulifla. But I feel like, in theory, you could use the form effectively.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you were to use it for, like, I'm going to throw a giant freaking key ball at you. Like, get huge and then yeet it at you before powering down.
Like, if your opponent was immobile, it would totally work. Because they wouldn't have time to dodge out of the way, you know?
This is true. Like, I feel like you could use, like, as like a burst form. Like, you turn into it, and then you truck something huge, and then you revert back so you don't lose that.
Yeah, right. Like,
But it wouldn't be nearly as effective, I guess, in that form, in that regard. But
or
point is,
for example, if you had like an ally that was holding your opponent in a full Nelson or something like that.
the iconic Dragon Ball technique, the full Nelson. I mean, it did. It killed Raditz.
Even though he could have flown away.
Don't worry about that.
Anyway, go ahead, dude. No,
But
what were you
yeah,
gonna say?
I think yes, that's a good character moment for Trunks.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We haven't talked about Gohan once.
Gohan,
Let's talk about the main character of this arc.
Super Saiyan 2. Honestly,
Not really, but I mean, not really main character, but he may as well have been at the end.
right by the end, he is the main character. Like, he kind of appears out of nowhere. He's like, oh shit! Like, he can actually wreck some house right now.
I mean, it's Gohan's arc has been built up to.
Oh yeah.
Throughout all of the Saiyans, the Saiyan Saga, the
sure.
Frieza, all leading up to the moment where he turns Super Saiyan 2 and wrecks Cell shit.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really need to be the main character of the Cell arc because he was sort of the underlying main character for the whole series up until this point. Mm-hmm. So
Goku gives up, which is something new.
yeah, that is something new, and it's totally unexpected. It's almost like and I'm gonna make another One Piece reference. It's almost like a Monkey D. Luffy moment where it's like Luffy says something like unexpected, like "No, I quit," or and then you find out why. It is an interesting moment where it kind of subverts your expectations,
And Goku just comes in, it's like, I'm done. Gohan, you go get him.
Yeah.
Send in the child.
Right. So, yeah, it's really cool.
Father Son Kamehameha, send me a super perfect Cell. Then
that was a brilliant moment. Like, the final part of them that he used was the Zenkai boost itself. Mm-hmm. And that
was a really good subversion of the, or I guess not subversion, the use of that whole thing. It's like now you're like now part of the Saiyan's gimmick has been turned against them, right? In a way that could have led to them not being able to win.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, somehow, it's like sometimes I wonder if that's where Cell got his name, because there was only one cell of himself left, and he was able to regenerate and use his Zenkai boost to come back. Like, maybe that's where he got his name, where Toriyama named him. But
possibly.
Maybe, I mean,
have you seen some of the concept art for Cell, by the way?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, some of that stuff is. A lot of the concept art for like Cell and Buu is fascinating.
It is, yeah.
Like, you can really see the development of these characters. Like, I still find it funny that there's some depictions of the hair, which makes me wonder if that was ever shown. What would happen if he powered up enough?
Yeah.
Would it turn gold? Would it turn gold?
I don't know, man. I find it kind of charming how many times Toriyama tried to design a good villain in this arc, and he just, his editor was just never happy with him.
Like, an old man and a doll. No. 2 teenagers and some really big guy. Also, no. They're just some brats now.
Yeah.
Bugman. No. Make him more human. Now he looks stupid.
No,
Make him better. Now... Good.
Okay, it's 9th times the charm, I guess. No, it's a great arc, dude. Obviously, the Super Saiyan 2 transformation was super cathartic.
Also, we can never forget the later transformation Cell would undergo in some timelines. Never forget Cell X.
And actually, speaking of forgetting forms of Cell, Cell Juniors.
Cell Juniors, they are scary. They show up in Super, which is weird.
Yeah, I guess they do. Yeah,
they are on the island that 17 takes care of in the manga. That's you know what? That kind of makes sense because they got dismembered by Gohan. So,
yeah, I guess they did.
But being tiny cells, they probably would have been able to regenerate from that. So you're telling me they've been around all these years?
I guess
they haven't changed. Which is slightly disappointing that they haven't changed at all.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess overall,
Cell Arc is
good, man.
Cell Arc is good.
I'd say
maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Well, okay, we do have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan as the big all finale moment.
We do, yeah.
But
So
does it do more for the series than like the Saiyan or Frieza arc? I'd say, while it's fantastic, I'd say no.
I don't think it does as much for the series as the Saiyan arc, but I do think that it offers so much like thematic genius and a lot of symbolism and just really iconic moments. Like
Has a lot. The Android and Cell arc together have a lot of iconic things to the series.
oh yeah. Honestly, I think that it does
Deserve to be an S.
deserve S. Honestly,
I think it does deserve S. I think that's good. What's next?
If maybe Cell arc would be low S and Saiyan arc is high S, I guess.
Sure. If you want to order these like in like what we think they could be,
Yeah,
what order they're in terms of tiers, we can do that later.
we could.
What's next?
Next is
Otherworld Tournament?
Tournoi de l'autre monde, which means the Otherworld Tournament in French. So
Okay, I love this filler arc. Out of everything in the Z, I'm glad I've got to see this sat through all the way through this because I like it. I like Otherworld Piccolo. That's all Pycon is. He's Otherworld Piccolo, but
Yeah.
I love him for it.
Yeah, this is when Pickle Rick went into another
For Rick.
another dimension, and yeah. So
How dare
anyway,
you make me remember that?
sorry.
Great. Now I can't picture like just a pickle, but like instead of like Piccolo, it's just a pickle in Pycon's outfit.
Pycon used to be my main in Tenkaichi 3 until I started using Yamcha. So,
Pycon, I like Pycon. He's just in his like 2 appearances and like outside of like games. I like Pycon. He's like Piccolo. I know he was made to be like Goku's otherworld version of Piccolo, basically.
right.
But like, he's different enough for me to like him in a different way that I like Piccolo.
Yeah, I do. I also do like his sort of cylindrical headpiece.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
His gimmicks, his abilities has like a lot of fire to it. I like that.
Yeah, right.
Thunder Flash Attack is a great name, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of got like the elements going on with him, doesn't he? Like
Yeah,
he's got the wind tornado,
Like
and...
Hyper Tornado, the Thunder Flash Attack, his Blazing Storm, I think it's called in Budokai. That like little fire combo he does with a kick.
Yeah, the fire thing or whatever.
Something like that. I don't remember what it was called exactly, but
yeah, it's a cool.
He's got like an elemental thing going on for him. There was also that. Speaking of elements, there was that one like I remember like what was his name, like Aqua or something, where the whole arena got turned like this cube of water. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
When was this?
Otherworld Tournament.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm talking about other fights, the Otherworld Tournament.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Like
actually,
the whole arena is like it's like now a cube of water that Goku's in.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of like the whole Otherworld Tournament is not really. It's more of like a gag tournament than anything else up until the very end with Pycon.
Right. And honestly, I don't. Yeah.
I think it's fun and I like it a lot, but it's not the best tournament in the world.
Yeah.
And while I do really enjoy it because it reminds me a lot of what I've seen of Dragon Ball, like a lot of like the gag, that sort of fun feel.
Right.
It's not like this life or death situation that you've seen up to this point, and it's not necessarily a fight for glory like in the others. It's just a fun tournament with some really weird and unique characters.
Right.
And Pycon's cool.
Yeah, Pycon is really cool, and
But I don't think it's not great. I think it's probably lower end.
yeah,
I
honestly,
think overall it's not great, but I thoroughly would give it a watch again if I have the opportunity.
absolutely. And this tournament is not as good as the Tenkaichi Budokais, just because
Definitely not.
because you don't know
Super Kaioken.
the.
Super Kaioken. I love that thing. Why? And I love how it was brought back in Super. Stacking Kaioken on top of something. That's cool as fuck.
It is cool. Yeah, that is.
Sneak peek for you. Imagine trying to snack Super Kaioken and Super Saiyan 3.
That would probably tear your body apart.
Yes, but it sounds stupid enough to work.
Yeah, honestly, Anyway,
just a little something in my brain that I may or may not be working on.
oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right,
Don't
so
worry
let's
about
go ahead and put this in C and move
Let's
on.
just put it in C and move on. I think it's a good place in C. It's not awful, but it's
fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Great Saiyaman arc. Again, fun. Not much to it.
Right. I mean, yeah, I would honestly put this in the same echelon as the Otherworld tournament.
I love
to be
Great
honest.
Saiyaman. I love the fact that Gohan just kind of became a goof.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it okay. So I get why people don't like what happened to Gohan. I don't like really what happened to Gohan in terms of recently, up until I guess Superhero, which I haven't seen.
Yeah, me neither.
But because that's the movie whole focusing on. I'm sure something exciting happens. So, okay, Gohan is in a weird place, at least up until recently with the new movie.
Yeah.
Gohan's been in a weird position for basically up until Resurrection F. He's been in a weird spot.
Right. Yes.
From Buu to Resurrection F, he's been in kind of he starts out, I think it's fun. I think it's fun that he decided, you know what, I want to do something. I want to be a superhero. Why the heck not?
Of course, yeah, you can. What? He does it because he can.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think it's fun. It's a fun development for the character, and
I mean, that's every 16-year-old's fantasy is they want to be.
He's a high schooler.
Yeah, he wants to be a cool superhero. Let him be a kid, because he didn't have the opportunity to be a kid when he was a kid. Because
how old is Gohan when he fought? Was he 11 when he fought Cell?
He was 11. Yeah.
Yeah. So he fought the solar system busting. Freaking android monster. He was 11 years old.
Yeah, he would have been in 6th grade or something.
And now he's just he's a high schooler now. He didn't have much of a childhood. I mean,
yeah, so
he got kidnapped by his uncle, launched into space.
Yeah.
Nearly died multiple times.
Yes.
And then came back to Earth. A couple of years later. Oh, look at that! Robot monsters again.
He got his neck broken by a
raccoon,
a freaking ginger Hulk of a man on Namek. Anyway, okay. So
Great Saiyaman Saga. Okay, it's fun. I like it, but it's not much. It's it's part of the Buu Saga.
Yeah, I mean, Gohan was never a fighter. He deserves a 7-year break after Cell, especially after Cell. I mean.
Especially after Cell.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a break, and honestly, I think it's fitting for his character that he slacked off on his training, and it brings a good coming-of-age moment when he gets his mystic form that was totally shit on in the Buu Saga, but we will get there.
Mystic Ultimate, what is that form called?
So, the official term is Ultimate Gohan, but kind of the fan-made sort of
I remember it being called Mystic a couple of years back, and I can't remember, whatever, it's fine. Next is the tournament before the Buu Saga, right?
Yes, the 25th Tenkaichi Budokai.
Okay, Vegeta gets some cool moments, some cute little character moments.
Yeah.
I find it funny. I think the part of this arc that sticks out the most to me is Goten meeting Goku for the first time.
Yes.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about that whole moment, though, is just Trunks and Vegeta standing in the back. Vegeta's cross-arm. He's just staring at Goku, just kind of deadpan.
Yeah.
Stupid, just kind of right. Face. And Trunks is following suit, because it's just his dad.
That's
He's
awesome.
He's got the little scowl on his face, and so is Trunks, and I'm like, this is funny.
It's so cute. And
I think there. Okay, what happens in this tournament? They didn't want to do much of the tournament. I guess you get Goten and Trunks' fight.
You do. You get and you also get them teaming up as Mighty Mask in the
against
adult
18.
tournament.
That was pretty cool. That's pretty funny.
You get Piccolo. You get Shin.
Oh right, Supreme Kai. Right, yeah. Shin. Okay. I love his introduction, and I kind of like how he turned out to be kind of completely useless.
Yeah, it's honestly, I'm kind of sad that they put Piccolo as the character to
get completely just
he just sidelined.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sidelined. He steps into the ring, looks at him, he's like, "Oh God, it's him!"
Like that should have been Krillin. Like
I mean, Krillin wouldn't know what the frick that is.
Well, yeah, but like maybe Shin could like show off his power and actually like knock Krillin out of the ring or something. And
I think Shin was said to be what, stronger than Frieza, something like that.
Shin is probably, if I had to guess, Shin is somewhere between like I don't know. Shin is maybe as strong as like Super Saiyan 1 Gohan, maybe. I don't know, something like that. It's the power scaling is out of whack at this point.
Okay. According to the Fandom Wiki, which is not the most reliable source in the world, if talking about Frieza's 100% power in his first form, then Supreme Kai had a power level of at least 53 mil.
53 mil. Okay,
that's just what this says. I don't. That's not a reliable source by any means.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, so I do recall him saying that according to him, he could have beaten Frieza. So that puts him at least above 100% power Frieza.
Yeah,
that's something.
That does put him. That puts him way above 53 mil.
Okay, so according to, I think also according to, I'm just reading over a couple of things as well because I'm starting to remember the saga as well.
Yeah,
I think Piccolo mentioned he was stronger than he was, so that puts him above Piccolo.
Piccolo's at like 1.2 billion maybe at this point.
So that possibly puts Shin above Android Piccolo.
Yeah,
then,
dude, I don't even know.
Who cares? Shin is useless.
He is,
and I love him for that because like he got such a his introduction is he's so much. He's got that stupid. You know the face I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah, I
when
do.
He makes that stupid face that I want on that screen when we start talking about this.
Yes.
He makes that dumb face. He's so mysterious.
Yeah.
But he's kind of a goof.
He is.
Like in the beginning, when I first met the guy, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this guy he's something important. He's a mystery." And then they get on Babbidy's ship. But that comes later, I guess.
I mean, not much later.
What's the cutoff point between the tournament and Buu?
The tournament and Buu. So
what should be our cutoff point for that?
Probably Majin Buu's awakening, I would have to say.
Okay, so we're basically covering everything from the start of the tournament to when Buu, before Buu awakens, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so we have everything with Spopovich, Yamu, they're in the tournament. Yeah. But I mean, talking like Deborah and Yakan and Pui Pui.
Yeah, Pui Pui from Planet Zune, which was in the Moro arc.
Really?
Yes, it was.
I completely forgot. I need to read the Moro arc.
I probably shouldn't have spoiled that for you.
You know, it doesn't matter. I know what happens in the Moro arc, generally speaking.
Yeah, right.
I haven't read it, but I do at least know what happens in it.
Yeah,
I know the synopsis, but not I've read the Spark Notes, but not the. But I haven't read it myself.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
We'll get
later,
to that.
But,
So, all right. Do we want to talk about Spopovich and Videl?
That was
unneededly brutal. Holy
oh my god.
Shit.
That actually scarred me as a child.
That I never saw it when I was a kid, but I see it now and I'm like, oh, I don't even know why I didn't see that when I was a kid, because I did watch the Orange Bricks. I think the disc may have been lost.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which takes out a chunk of episodes, which is
right.
sad. But I have since caught up with those episodes. I have seen them since.
That's good.
And I'm like, oh dear God.
yeah, it's...
This poor kid gets fucked. She gets the shit kicked out of her.
Oh, yeah.
For no reason.
It's brutal, man. I think she was...
To be fair, she did... Also, we completely neglected Videl in talking about the Great Saiyan.
Oh yeah, Videl, yes, great girlfriend character.
I think, we forgot about Hercule.
Hercule Satan.
We forgot about fucking Hercule.
Mr. Satan.
Okay, Mark Satan himself.
Oh, I forgot his name's Mark.
His first name is Mark. Mark, Mr. Satan.
Oh, Marcus. Okay.
Mark Mr. Satan, Hercule Satan.
Yes,
the
of
man,
course.
the myth, the legend, the winner of the Cell games. Don't at me.
Yeah.
The true savior of humanity. Has a really cool daughter. Vidal's a great character. I think she's a great character in the Buu Saga. And
She is.
I think Hercule is really became a much better character when the Buu arc really began. But in terms of the tournament specifically, Vidal did not deserve that. Good God.
No, she did not.
Oh, the poor kid. She got fucked up. Like, Jesus. But to be fair, she did like kick Spopovich's neck all the way around. He kicked his head and just spun him around.
Oh yeah, that was a cool moment.
That was cool. That should have killed him. It didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of being possessed with Majin energy, though.
Yeah,
I guess. So
ooh.
I don't know.
Okay,
but,
so in terms of what we got, what do we think of this overall? We got Shin. We got
Goku versus Vegeta. Which is not as good as the first one in the Saiyan arc, but it is.
Oh, that's right. This happened. Right, if we're counting I forgot we're counting the ship's events too. Okay,
Yeah, and
so
everything on the ship.
Yeah. Let's talk about the ship for a minute.
Okay.
Let's talk about Pui Pui, Yakan, and Deborah.
Yes. Yeah.
Alrighty, so Spopovich and Yamu. Okay, goodbye, guys. I guess. See you.
Yeah, and this is
Krillin and Piccolo get turned to stone.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, and I think like the thing on the ship that sort of sets a little bit of a precedent here is that this is the first time where we see a transformation that is sort of unearned. And
In terms of
Goku turning Super Saiyan 2 against Yakan.
oh, did he turn Super Saiyan 2 against Yakan?
I think that was what was happening when he was like trying to power up to try and overfeed him energy.
I'd have to rewatch the scene. I don't know. It's been a hot second.
So he like for a brief second he turns into Super Saiyan 2, and that is the first time we see Goku do that, I believe.
It's Goku, and he's been left his own devices for 7 years. I'm not that surprised he managed to pull that off.
Yeah, I mean it's
We
not
also
surprising.
didn't see it. It is. I do agree. It's probably it is unearned. We didn't see it happen. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about what he did between the 7 years. I guess if you count filler as canon, then he's been training with Pycon. But if you don't, which you probably shouldn't,
I mean, like
he's gotten some really heavy weights or something. I don't know.
like when I say unearned, I don't mean like Goku obviously earned it.
Obviously, but like
through training.
unearned in terms of like we didn't see it. We don't really know what happened.
Yeah, and all the other transformations up until this point have been the result of some
Training we've seen at least.
Yeah, and also some like explosion of like emotional catharsis as well.
I guess Trunks.
And I guess not.
Technically.
I guess not Trunks.
I mean, Ultra Trunks is a weird thing. Cause,
although History of Trunks, I mean, you know.
yeah, that's. I'm referring more to Ultra Trunks than I am like anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Like Grade 3 is a form that is not very good. We can talk about this for the day the sun dies, but it was. I guess you could say it was partially earned because we at least saw the training occur.
Yeah. So I guess
like
it's
with
not.
Goku with Super Saiyan 2 and heck, even Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
We didn't see it.
Yes.
Super Saiyan 2 Goku is a shock, but not necessarily a big shock, considering, let's be honest, it was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, we knew that Goku was probably...
But we could also talk about, do you want to talk about Vegeta and Gohan? Do you want to talk about Gohan's fight with Deborah?
I mean, I think it was a plot device. That's what that fight was, because
Really?
it was showing... I think what it was showing how Gohan has slacked off. And it was showing, like, this is what Gohan has to overcome in this story arc. Like, this is the coming-of-age thing where this is, like, the moment where the hero fails. And Gohan needs to... this is Gohan's reality check. Like, he needs to step up for the villain that is to come with Majin Buu.
And speaking of Majins, after that, we have Vegeta.
We have the greatest
Majin
moment of
Vegeta-
Vegeta's story arc.
Majin Vegeta is definitely Vegeta's highest moment in terms of his story.
Yeah.
And it is great. Majin Vegeta is a fantastic concept. I love his technical name of Prince of Destruction.
Yes, absolutely.
That's metal as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty metal. It's pretty metal.
Pretty metal.
We've been doing this for too long.
Don't worry about it. We still got plenty of stuff to go through. We can keep going at this for a while.
Yeah, so, honestly, the fight with Goku and Vegeta, it was like, and he blew up the spectators. That was a whole thing.
That was
metal.
That was such a surprise.
Yeah.
I rewatched that recently, actually. Oh my god, it was a shock.
It was.
It was a
truly
shock
was.
then. It's a shock now. He just aims his hand, says "fuck you," and kills a bunch of people.
Yeah.
In cold blood.
Right.
That's something he hasn't done since the Saiyan Saga when he took 2 fingers and blew up a planet. That was in filler. Never mind.
That was the moment where my heart sunk because I thought that I had hope because the whole thing that kind of allowed Gohan to win the beam struggle against Cell was that Vegeta threw that blast at Cell, and it's oh, maybe Vegeta's finally on their side truly. And now we have this backstab where it's he kills half of the spectators in the arena, and then you see Bulma's face, and it's just heartbroken, and it's oh my god. So that was a very shocking moment. I think it was done really well. And obviously his fight with Goku is
the rematch is great, and Vegeta's won twice.
Yes, technically Vegeta has beaten Goku twice, and
Goku has technically not beaten Vegeta to my knowledge.
No, he's never beaten Vegeta.
Technically.
Right.
Because with the Saiyan Saga fight, Goku had help. That's the only reason he won that fight in the end.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everyone had to come together everyone who was left came together to beat Vegeta. Took them all to do that. And then in the second fight, Goku got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, it was thanks to Yajirobe, Krillin, and Gohan
that the Saiyan Saga fight ended the way it did.
Yeah.
And then with this fight, I still find it funny that Goku just hid Super Saiyan 3 from Vegeta.
Yeah, he did. And
I can't imagine what would have happened if there and then Super Saiyan 3 got unveiled.
Honestly, there's honestly a lot of reason to believe that maybe during this fight, even during this fight, Toriyama didn't know about Super Saiyan 3.
This is true.
This
is very true.
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Gosh darn it, Toriyama.
I just love that, though. It leads to a lot of problems, but it is a very charming aspect of his writing style.
He writes on the seat of his pants, and I can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that because it takes skill to retcon yourself out of sticky situations, and he's good at that. So it's very cool. Anyway, yeah.
All right, and at the end of that fight, we have Majin Buu awakening.
Yes, exactly.
I guess technically more blends between Goku and Vegeta, and then
right.
they kind of blend together.
So
in the end, but
so this tournament,
do we want to count Goku versus Majin Vegeta as kind of both?
I think that we should count Goku versus Majin Vegeta. I'm pretty sure the whole fight happens before.
This is
right.
Yeah, I think because they fed into the energy, then he awakened, then
yeah.
I can't recall if the Gohan firing at the egg happened.
Yeah.
Before or after or during Goku versus Vegeta.
I can't remember. I think it's in the midst of that. But anyway, regardless, I think honestly we could sit this in the B tier.
I think we could sit it in B.
Yeah.
I think where we're cutting it off, at least where we think it should be cut off with Goku versus Vegeta. Technically, you could blend the line between the two, but I do think that it is good. We could probably just look up what these arcs are actually supposed to be. I just realized this.
Yeah, I mean,
we could. But
I think it's. I mean, we've already screwed up our perspective with the minus thing at the beginning, so whatever. Majin Buu arc.
Majin Buu, starting from the awakening of Majin Buu when he just when he first awakens in that pink cloud to the very end when he gets murked by the spirit bomb.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Oh, God.
This arc seems like a clusterfuck. I haven't sat all the way through it.
Oh,
I've sat through all of its big moments and everything and some small stuff in between.
Oh.
But this arc seems like a fucking cluster.
The Supreme Kai, as much as he is charming and funny, he doesn't do anything and it's so frustrating. Neither does Kibito.
Thanks, God.
They fuse. That doesn't help anything.
Kibito Kai is just there to demonstrate the fact that it works. I really wish he could have done something. I love Shin for being useless, because he is in the position of creator god. He is the thing, the penultimate opposite to Beerus. He is the maker, he is the guider. But he is fucking useless.
Yeah, I mean, man, Piccolo used to be cool, and now he's babysitters for Goten and Trunks in the time thing. And
I think that's adorable, but it is kind of funny. It's kind of a downgrade.
Yeah, it's adorable, but still, it's like, I don't know, man. It's
okay,
like...
let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Majin Buu
and
and Gohan.
Okay.
Gohan gets fucked up.
Oh yeah, he does.
He gets. To be fair, he gets saved by Shin. Shin does something's helpful. He gets saved by Shin.
That's right. That's true. That is the one thing he does right in this arc.
And he also does provide Gohan with training with his sword.
Right.
Shin isn't entirely useless, but he's mostly useless.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that happens, and then
Then we have the big moment of Majin and Vegeta.
Of course, yes.
And the beginning. Let's call it the beginning of this arc.
Yeah, Vegeta's sacrifice, ultimate sacrifice, and guess what? It does freaking nothing. It's useless.
It's such a good scene. He hugs Trunks, knocks out Goten, which deserved. Fuck you, Goten. I think it doing nothing cements how dangerous Buu is.
I mean, okay, and this is a thing. I'm gonna go a little beyond this because it's a thing that happens throughout the entire Majin Buu saga. So, I think that part of the reason why this season, or this saga feels so long, is because, like, there are so many things in this saga that just don't matter. Like, there are the whole fusion thing, the Gotenks, Ultimate Gohan doesn't matter ultimately. I mean, Majin Vegeta's sacrifice, Super Saiyan 3, there are so many, like, freaking things. Vegito was not even the person that was able to beat... I mean,
there are so many big and fantastic moments that end up doing jack all.
I mean,
I love Majin Vegeta's sacrifice. It's great. It's a good scene. I think the fact it doesn't work is kind of a double-edged sword, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it ends up, and part of it, because you're right. It is a double-edged sword because, like,
it happens so early that you can't just kill the villain off there, and then it makes them. But the Majin Buu coming back from that just cements the danger. But the problem is it negates that entire scene.
Yeah,
because it does nothing.
It does negate
adds to it. Maybe it adds to it. I think it could make an argument that it could add to the fact that he did everything, but in the face of this monster, it didn't do anything.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's what I'm getting to here, is because, like, even though it's true that you could make the argument that the story is a complete narrative, as you said, narrative clusterfuck, like, because nothing really matters. I think that there is some sort of poetic beauty to the fact that these, like, the Z Warriors are throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Majin Buu, and nothing is working. And I think that is, in and of itself, it just kind of emphasizes how threatening Majin Buu really is. And I think it is cool just as a theme that, yeah, they are trying everything they possibly can, but nothing is working, and they're getting more and more desperate as they go along.
This is unrelated, but okay, it's related, but it's more related to the music. Okay. The Faulkner track for when Buu is, like, approaching Vegeta and Piccolo as they're talking before Vegeta blows himself up.
Yeah.
It sounds like an ice cream truck from fucking hell. And it is genuinely scary. It makes this giant pink man-child as this unsettling thing. He's coming along to it as he approaches these two. And
I haven't seen that.
It adds a really weird sense of menace, and it's scary.
Oh, that's
I think I can pull it up if you want.
yeah. You'll have to show that to me after this. But
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I'll make sure to pull it up.
that is very strange.
Like it's like this track sounds like a deformed ice cream truck as he hums along to it and just approaches them in this happy voice as he goes towards them. It's scary. It makes Boo out to be this force that, while not looking very menacing, is terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Which I guess is kind of the point of Fat Boo.
for sure. Yeah.
Like, and then Boo in general, honestly. Boo's many forms are not all, I guess, like Fat Boo and Kid Boo, I guess specifically, are made out to be not necessarily intimidating, but they are dangerous.
Right.
Super
right.
Boo is like... Super Boo is... Well, I guess Gotenks Boo and then
Yeah.
Gohan Boo are different things.
So,
Well,
I mean,
let's get there. Let's talk about the rest of the thing first.
yeah. I mean, I think Super Boo is intimidating just as a consequence of the fact that he eradicated the population of Earth. But we'll get there.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Where were we? We were talking about... All right. You want to move on to Majin Vegeta?
Yeah. So we'll move
Okay.
on from that. So he recovers from that.
Next.
Oh yeah, Piccolo kills Babidi,
Oh, yeah, he just cuts him in half.
which is an excellent moment for Piccolo. I love that.
Good kill, Piccolo. Good move, Big Green.
Yeah, big
Next
green.
major moment, I think, is... Well, I mean, he nearly kills Babidi. Or does he kill Babidi?
I think he. Oh shoot! Does he not?
I think... No,
He doesn't.
He cuts Babidi in two,
Yeah.
and then Boo heals him.
Right. That's
And
right.
then Boo goes on to kill Babidi.
That's
By,
right.
I think choking him out,
Yeah. So
which is scary.
that is scary. But even before Boo kills Babidi, so they're trying to buy time. So Trunks and I think Trunks is trying to find something like the Dragon
Radar.
Yeah, the Dragon Radar, and in order to buy time, Goku has to fight Boo.
And then we get Super Saiyan 3, one
Yes.
of my 3 favorite forms in the series.
Yep. I mean, it's a great design.
Super Saiyan 3 is a genuine surprise that comes out of quite literally nowhere, but that's what makes its impact so impressive. He pulls it up hat. It is an ass pull, I will admit.
Oh, yeah.
It is undeserved in terms of the fact we don't see anything about it,
Absolutely.
but it is such a shock. Super Saiyan 2 is one thing. A whole new form is another.
And there are two specific things I love about Super Saiyan 3.
Is of the lack of eyebrows.
Well, number one is the lack of eyebrows.
It's such a weird look, and it gives the form this weird, kind of primalish look to it.
Oh yeah, and like people complain about it, but I honestly think that that's like one of its like design sort of strengths. It's like sort of innovative. It's very
It makes it look distinctly. If you just had Super Saiyan 3's face,
yeah.
it's distinctly different from 1 and 2.
Right, exactly.
Like 1 and 2, you could get confused, like Toriyama does often.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of cool because has the
correction. Toriyama gets 2 and 3 confused because he forgets which one is which.
Oh right, yeah.
But regardless of the mangaka being a mangaka, I think 3's like face, the lack of eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like if you just had the face with like the one bang down, the lack of eyebrows, you could distinctly make it out from 2 and 1.
And I think it's so funny that like the implication is that the lack of hair from his eyebrows like seeped into the back so that he could have more hair back here. But yeah, and the second thing I love about Super Saiyan 3 is doesn't have to do with the design, but the fact that it has such a toll on Goku's body, but he would not have been able to achieve Super Saiyan 3 if he weren't dead.
Yes. I like that implication of the fact that Super Saiyan 3 is such a drain that you cannot use it properly unless you fully master it or something.
Yeah,
like
and
Goku only got this because he was dead. It's probably why they probably weren't thinking about this. It's why the Super Kaioken worked.
Exactly, yeah.
Like the only reason he could probably do that is because he was dead.
Yes, yeah, and that's probably also why Vegeta never got Super Saiyan 3.
I mean, he probably could. Like, I definitely think Vegeta could have eventually, if he wanted to, unlock Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah,
like other media portrayed him doing it. Xeno Vegeta from Heroes has it because obviously everyone has everything in that. But still, Heroes.
That's true.
I love Heroes. It's so stupid.
It is so dumb.
But it's ridiculous. But I still think Vegeta could feasibly go Super Saiyan 3 if he wanted to.
He absolutely could, yeah.
He definitely could.
At this point in Super,
especially at this point, he definitely could.
But yeah, so, okay. Where were we? So
we were talking about Super Saiyan 3 specifically.
Yeah,
you were talking about what you liked about it.
Right, and that's what I like about it, is because the only reason he was able to achieve it was because he was in the other world. He didn't have a true, like, physical body there.
I believe it's implied you technically have, like, infinite energy.
Yeah, right.
In the other world. I don't recall who said that specifically, but I think it's more implied.
Yeah,
Something like that.
So yeah, and Goku uses Majin Buu like one of those freaking paddle ball
grabs
things.
His freaking head tentacle and just starts beating him like a bull.
Yeah, that's
that
amazing.
fight is really fun. Also, we have the very iconic line of "That's one of Vegeta's attacks."
Yeah.
Have you seen the video? That's Vegeta's technique.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just like a Ki Blast barrage, which everyone can do.
Yeah, right. It is Vegeta's technique though. That's his signature move.
The most often,
and it never works.
It has never, ever worked, ever. Okay, Super Saiyan 3, love it. Top 3 forms, ironically, next to 4 and God, which I find it funny that my evolution has gone from 3, God, and 4.
I don't know if I like it more or less than God, but anyway.
I like it. I like 3. It's a striking design, which is probably why it's never used.
Yeah, indeed.
Outside of the in-lore reasons, I can't imagine what it'd be like to animate, like, frame by frame, all of that hair.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With what I do with Super Saiyan 3, I have to have a stand because the hair is so heavy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he can stand on his own just fine, but, like, the figurine that I use for my animation work, his hair is so sharp. Like, I have to wear a glove.
Oh my god!
Because it's hard to like swap his face because I have to like grab his body and the hair is in the way.
Oh wow!
So I have to like wear a glove on my right hand, like to take a face off or swap it out for a new face if I want to like give him a new expression.
That's hilarious.
In mid animation, and I'm like, this is great. I like this figure, and the design is great for Super Saiyan 3. But oh my god, my hand!
Hey guys, check out Halo Kirby if you haven't.
Put it in the description.
Yeah, I will do it. When I upload the video. I can't do it now. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Clayton, I'm sorry. So he does cool stop animation stuff though. So
I do stop motion
animation
because like it's good editing practice and I like doing it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But regardless, so getting back to Super Saiyan 3 specifically is good for him. It's cool looking. It's neat. It was a big shock. It's a really good transformation in the anime because it's long. Great. And moving on. Fusion.
Just like his hair.
Exactly
anyway.
like his hair. Fusion. Fusion's up next.
Right.
All right.
Goku teaches the Metamoran
technique.
Yeah.
The Metamoran fusion dance.
Yeah.
I love fusion as a concept. It makes perfect sense. Take
great.
These 2 great characters, put them together, boom, marketing.
Yeah,
action figures, toys. I bought them all.
And I love that each fusion method has a drawback. Like Metamoran, you have to be like
perfectly in sync.
Yeah, the same height, same power level.
Not around the same height, around the same power level. That
yeah,
I wouldn't call it exact same.
Right, like around the same height.
Around the same height, around the power level. We have to be around the same shape.
And the Potara fusion doesn't have any of that, but its drawback is that it's forever. At least if one of them's a Kai.
Not
so
true. Well, I mean, it's forever if you're a Kai. Except retcons. Well,
yeah,
I guess not really a retcon because they did defuse in the Buu Saga.
Yeah, but they
Shin's kind of dumb.
Yeah, Shin.
Look, on the part of Shin, let's be honest. His implied backstory is that there were a bunch of other Supreme Kais, right? And they're all dead. And the backstory has had some recent relevance with the fact that the Grand Supreme Kai, the big guy that Majin Buu absorbed, reappears in the manga during the Moral arc. So the backstory has some more legitimacy to it. I don't know, maybe not, but the thing I'm trying to get at is, technically speaking, Shin probably wasn't ready to be the position he was in.
Yeah, probably not.
So I think him and old Kai he's old Kai. I don't know how to explain Elder Kai to you.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
It's at all possible they could just simply be wrong. They simply maybe they just didn't know what would happen if mortals put them on.
Maybe I don't know, man.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility. They simply just did not know. The only examples they had was it being used by Kais.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a whole lore thing.
That's the whole like lore and bits. But like, I still think that Super introducing the time limit of an hour and the earrings having limits at least explains the Buu Saga's diffusion.
Yeah, right. And it also kind of eliminates. Well, the thing that I didn't like about it was that the whole hour limit kind of eliminates the need for Metamore infusion at all, because if you can just get your hands on earrings, it's just objectively better than just doing the fusion dance.
This is true. However, it also implied that the Potara earrings can't take something like Super Saiyan Blue for very long.
True, but
I recall that being said in Super. Neither can Metamoran, according to GT.
Yeah.
But we also don't know if that still applies anymore.
Well, and also according to Z, because Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks kind of drained the time.
This is true, actually.
And that's the whole thing. Like, I think they defused inside of Buu, which allowed him to. Anyway, that's all. We'll get to that Super Buu,
Okay, so fusion is a base concept.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic. Gotenks and Vegito, great characters.
By the way, this conversation is so like disorganized because the arc we're talking about is disorganized.
Yes, the Buu Saga is so disorganized. Okay, fusion, great concept. Makes sense to do it because, duh.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. It's just cool. That's it.
Yeah, that's everything in this arc is cool, and it buys time, and it does nothing else other than that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, and that's what Gotenks is. He buys time. That's what he does.
He's there to buy time. Poor Goten and Trunks. I don't like either of them because okay.
I don't like how
they're
they got
kids. I understand, but my God.
Like, I hate Goten's character.
I like GT Goten better than I do Z Goten.
Absolutely. I think everybody does.
Like, GT Goten is his own person.
Like, Goten's best moment was when he met Goku for the first time.
Yeah,
and then
that's it. That was in the very beginning of this arc.
It was all downhill from there.
Pretty much. Like, I think Goten has some cute moments with Gohan and then Goku, but past that, the only notable thing he does is fuse with Trunks.
Yeah,
and even up to modern times, except for, again, neither of us have seen Superhero because it's not out in the States yet.
Right.
Unlike a lot of other people who've just watched it online. I don't know how they did it. I'm not going to bother searching it out.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know they may make it, according to some minor promotional material, they are in the movie to a degree.
Yes.
I'm not sure to what degree they are in the movie, but they haven't aged up. Good for them. They look older now, finally. They haven't, mini tangent, they haven't changed their designs up until the new movie.
Yeah, that's true. They probably should have grown up a little bit.
Because they have like little bits of promotion material. That, like, one of the posters is of them in the movie.
Right.
I don't know what role they serve. I don't know what they do in it. But they are older. Congratulations, boys! You look your age now.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to Goten. Goten is not. He's. Trunks gets cool moments later in Super.
Yeah, he does.
Kid Trunks gets good moments later in Super. And then Goten doesn't really get anything.
He really doesn't.
Goten is probably the best character he has so far.
Yes, and
at least to our current knowledge, we both like GT Goten better than anything Kid Goten has ever done.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so
they have a fun fight in the beginning, and then they have Gotenks, which that's about all they got.
That's true, and
at least in terms of the Buu arc specifically.
Yeah, and Gotenks.
Gotenks goes Super Saiyan 3, the only second canonical character to do so.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It amounts to Jack.
It does amount to absolute Jack. And you know what? Their attacks with like the kamikaze ghosts and the
Galactic
whole
Donuts, super kamikaze ghost attack,
like the volleyball technique,
screaming angry wombat.
All of those are so fun, but
there is clear Gotenks. Much like Gohan was thrust into this position, and these Gotenks have fun with it.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of like how they're showing okay, Goten and Trunks are clearly very immature.
They're children.
They
are younger than Gohan was when he fought Cell.
Yeah, and so obviously they're gonna act immature with their fight against Buu. So it makes sense that they can't handle it, but I don't know. So maybe it was right that just Gotenks just bought time for them. But the thing that irks me about this, and obviously we can talk about like, so even before Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks though, was like the whole thing where Majin Buu kind of befriends Mr. Satan. I thought this was brilliant.
We forgot about Hercule again.
Yes, Mr. Satan and Majin Buu's friendship is
adorable.
Awesome.
A great addition to Hercule as a character.
It's amazing.
And it is fantastic. It's so cute, and I love it. And it also leads right into the creation of Super Buu.
Yes, so he splits into good and evil Buu. Evil Buu absorbs the good Buu, and now we have Super Buu. And we also have, what is his name? Van Zant and Smitty are the two people that shoot the dog. Anyway, that's a whole
Oh, right, thing. The freaking gunman. A dog got... So you're telling me that the whole world's starting to go into chaos again because Majin Buu is here destroying shit, right? So the first thing you think to do is to go shoot the champion of the world and shoot the dog that the pink demon is playing with.
Dude, Majin Buu is actually John Wick in this case. Like, he's actually John Wick. That's the John Wick storyline.
Super Buu is John Wick.
Like, he just can't forgive anybody and anyone anymore because, like, he's like, I've just lost faith in humanity because people are shooting dogs.
That guy shot a fucking puppy, and then after that, didn't Boo heal it?
He did heal it.
Boo heals it. Boo heals B, and then also heals Hercule.
Right.
And then that's when like evil Boo happens.
Yes.
And then after the scuffle with good and evil Boo, we get Super Boo.
Right. So Super Boo happens. He goes to
Goes to the lookout.
He eradicates all life on Earth, which is
goes to the lookout, murders most of the rest of the main main and side cast.
Oh yeah, that was a harrowing moment for sure. That got me as a kid.
And then, okay, I guess before that, he eradicates everyone on Earth in one move.
Right.
That's the really effective Vegeta technique right there.
And the thing is, the cool thing about that is that the blast that was supposed to kill Mr. Satan phases through him. Because he doesn't want to kill Mr. Satan. There's a little bit of himself left there. That's the good Boo inside of him. That's like, hey, I don't want to kill Mr. Satan. Which I think is cool. I don't think Mr. Satan's ever died in the series.
I do not think he has. The only time he is confirmed to be dead is when he died of old age. In Dragon Ball Online.
Maybe he died when the planet blew up.
Nope. He got saved by Goku along with Dende.
Oh, that's true. That's right, yeah.
Him, B, and Dende got saved by Goku.
Right. Yeah, because he fought on the Kai's planet. Anyway. Yep. Okay.
Hercule has not died.
We're getting ahead of ourselves again! Anyway.
Point is, Hercule hasn't died except for in Dragon Ball Online where he died of old age.
Okay, well, Dragon Ball Online, that definitely counts. Well, okay, if this marriage arc with the Banjo fan counts, then freaking Dragon Ball Online counts, I guess.
Sure, let's count the video game RPG.
Yeah, anyway, so...
Boo. Moving on from Fusion, Ultimate Gohan.
Yes.
After getting fucked by Fat Boo.
So this is... Okay, this
Gohan
is my point of...
fucked off to the Kai planet. Gets some good old-fashioned training, got a big-ass sword, and got a cool power-up after breaking the sword. Great, excellent, perfect. You now are stronger. You don't need to go Super Saiyan. You have raw power on your side. And you beat you are now extremely overconfident. Beat the shit out of Super Buu, and then get fucked.
That is the thing that irks me about this arc, because...
You spent so long on just the Buu arc.
I know, and it's just such a... Oh my god.
It's great. It's also terrible. Moving on.
I mean, the thing is... I can get Gotenks, because they're kids... And they're going to be immature. They don't know... They're little kids that don't know how to handle fighting the freaking embodiment of evil in the universe. I get that. They're just there to buy time, to do some gags. They're there to buy time. Okay, but then Ultimate Gohan comes in here, looking all badass. Okay? And he says the cool line or whatever. He's like, oh, fight you.
I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to kill you.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you. Which is great. That's a cool line. But the thing is that he fights Super Buu, and then he gets way overconfident.
Because Because he's so strong now.
Even though that's the thing he did against Cell.
And look where that got you.
And you should have learned your lesson, Gohan. You're not like your dad. You're not like your dad, Gohan.
You don't have the plot armor like your dad.
You shouldn't have done. You should have learned your lesson, Gohan.
He didn't catch the earring when Goku showed back up.
I don't even care about the fucking earring, dude. I don't care about the ear. Excuse my language. I don't care about that freaking earring, because the moment that Gohan died as a character for me was when he lost his edge against Super. When he got cocky, he let Gotenks get absorbed. And then he got absorbed himself, and then Vegito happened, and then Vegito turns into candy. Oh, that's fun, and then everything's gone out the window. Clayton, take it from here. I don't know.
Okay, so after the Super Buu fight and Gotenks gets absorbed by Buu, Goku pops back in because I believe he's been given new life after I think old Kai gave up his life to him. So after that, we have the moment where Goku was given Potara, that told about Potara fusion, all that jazz. Displayed it with Kibito Kai, which is, Kibito and Shin now fused together. Boom, Kibito Kai. Yeah. I really wish he had something. He didn't. Whatever. When Goku's now back to Earth. Congratulations, mate. You're alive again, and now you gotta go figure out how the heck to beat Super Buu with Gotenks absorbed. Here's the thing. Gohan, catch things. Learn to catch small things. Here's the thing. The potential of a fusion between Gohan and Goku would have produced the strongest thing at the time.
Dude, Gohan...
In theory, Gohan was stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Yes.
Fusing that together with Ultimate Gohan and Goku fused together would have produced the strongest warrior we would have seen at the current moment.
Yes,
in
indeed.
the series.
He would have been stronger than Vegito.
Oh, without a doubt. Here's the thing. After that, when... also, fusion time limit, 30 minutes, clocked out, boom, Piccolo, Buu.
Yeah, Buccalo.
Buccalo. Still Buccalo.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Okay,
It's...
Super Buu, I think, specifically kind of overstayed its welcome. We had technical problems.
Hey, so we just decided to take a day off. We had been talking about Dragon Ball for quite a long time, and we just decided, hey, let's cut it short and come back to it another day. There was absolutely no footage problems or loss of footage or any.
No, we lost like 2 hours.
Well, it's...
We lost like an hour of footage. It's fine.
Okay, well, I guess we should be transparent with our audience.
It's been like 2 weeks.
By the way, I would like to... Sorry, let me just move this microphone. That probably screeched for you guys. Let me just go ahead and rename this to just Z. That's bothered me now for the past few...
Was that not just Z tier? Was that not just Z this whole time? Has it been Z tier the whole time?
Yes.
We just didn't... Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So basically, we made it up to... we were talking about the Majin Buu arc.
Yeah.
And we made it up to... basically talking about Super Buu, the introduction of Super Buu. And... Okay, just getting right back into this. This is something I want to mention about Buu.
Where were we? It's been where you know what? Keep going.
So
just keep going. Just keep going.
So the thing that I want to bring up about Buu, right, is that I think the reason a lot of people think this arc is spotty is because the character of Buu constantly changes, even in personality. And so you can't really pin down a specific villain that you're trying to fight in the story. So
he like candy though.
He does. That is one thing that consistently is ever present in his disposition, is that he is always after that damn candy. Now, the thing is, right, is that I don't so much mind that he changes personality a bunch, because I think the general idea of the Buu Saga is that the Z Warriors are trying to fight against this sort of enigmatic cosmic entity of evil. So, it's natural that he would have all these unorthodox abilities and sort of, metamorphosizing sort of personalities. But the thing is, Super Buu is stupid. I'm just going to say, Super Buu is the worst form of Buu.
In comparison to Evil Buu?
Yes, I believe that Evil Buu is better than Super Buu.
Really?
Yes, I will stand by this because okay, so people like to make fun of Fat. Let's just go in order. People make fun of Fat Buu, right? Because they don't like his design.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fat Buu is fucking scary,
dude. Fat Buu is, and also he just wants some candy. Now this is a very stark contrast. From the previous two villains, Frieza and Cell were kind of just these up their own ass villains that are just kind of Frieza's got this sort of elegant moxie to him, and Cell is just kind of, he's also got an elegant moxie, I guess, but they're both, they're both very arrogant, overconfident in themselves, sort of, I want to become the ruler of the universe, sort of villains, right? And they're very similar in that regard. And so I think it was time for something new, and I think Fat Majin Buu was a welcome change. Even though he is stupid sometimes, it's a welcome change. Now, Evil Buu
is the exact opposite.
Right. He is the exact opposite of Majin Buu. Instead of fat, he's really skinny. Instead of pink, he's almost...
He's like a deep gray kind of color.
He's like a slate sort of color.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's tall, and he's
he doesn't speak much.
Yeah, instead
of anything.
Not really.
I mean, he said one line. I don't really recall. It's been a while since I've seen the Buu Saga.
Instead of very innocent and happy-go-lucky like the normal Fat Buu is, Evil Buu is very cynical, and you can tell by his expression and stuff.
He's got them dark, empty eyes with the white pupils.
And that that sort of moment where he splits off is sort of the personification of the fact that he kind of loses innocence. He's like, man, there are people in this world that will shoot puppies and be okay with it. I don't think
that guy was a bitch and deserved to die.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think he got away. I think Smitty was the one that died from...
Did he really get away?
I think Van Zant actually got away. The guy with the ponytail.
Bruh. Well, at least he died when Earth exploded.
Yeah, he did.
And then he probably came back because of the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, well, anyway. The point is, right, the next... And you know what? I'll skip over Buu right now because he's the topic of contention. I love Pure Buu. Because he doesn't talk, and he doesn't need to talk. Because every time you see that freaking devious smile, and every time you hear him laugh, you know exactly what he's all about. This guy is a little shit-eating guy.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He is chaos incarnate. He is weaker than Super Buu, but he's the most dangerous out of them because he lacks... He is the definition of no thoughts, head empty, only kill.
Yeah, he is literally if you looked up archetypes for D&D alignments, he would be the one for chaotic evil. Chaotic evil or chaotic neutral, one of those. So, and I think it made a lot of sense that he was eventually killed by the spirit bomb because the spirit bomb is
the only thing the spirit bomb killed.
Yeah. And Turles.
Okay, I guess. And Slug, I guess.
Yeah, anyway, movies don't count.
Movies do count. We're not ranking them here.
Yeah, so the point is, right...
we should rank the movies sometimes.
We should. So Super Buu, though. Super Buu is just so freaking generic, and I'm tired of his shit, because he is literally just all of the worst parts of Frieza and Cell. He's just, arrogant.
There is a reason why some people call him the blander perfect Cell by the time he gets to Gohan.
Yeah, he's just such a generic villain, and it's just I'm not appreciating his mojo. I'm just not along with his mojo. I'm just gonna be honest. I said it. I'm not with Super Buu's mojo.
I mean, like,
So
base Super Buu is fine, I think. I rather like just normal Super Buu. But after he absorbs Piccolo, Gotenks, Gohan, he just becomes, like, worse.
yeah, he becomes even more generic somehow.
Like,
And
I
it's
think
just-
Super Buu has its merits in his normal form.
Yeah.
Like, he still keeps, like, he's still dangerous. He can be kind of serious.
Right.
And he can also be comedic like Fat Buu can. Like, the whole drink thing, where he just fucking makes a magazine and a fucking wine glass just appear out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
It's great. But, like, when he absorbed Piccolo and Gotenks, he just... Oh, wow, I'm confident now. Look
Yeah.
at me. My head tentacle is longer. Wow.
I'm Cell now, but
I am
worse.
Cell, but worse.
Yeah, honestly, dude, like,
He did kill all of humanity, except for Hercule and Dende.
yeah, I don't know. He is very generic, and it's a shame because like he's supposed to be allegedly he's the strongest form of Buu. So, and to think that I mean, I guess like what Buu with Gohan absorbed is technically the strongest form of Buu or whatever.
I think.
And
I
then
don't know.
yeah,
Assumedly, at least.
and I guess he absorbed Vegito for like 5 seconds before they defused. But anyway, that's another thing. Oh yeah, the retcon thing with the Potara earrings that was fun.
At this point, I don't consider it a retcon. I just consider it an explanation.
Well, my problem is that explanation had to wait until Super, and this has been out since the 90s, and I'm like,
I guess, but like when the Potara were never brought up in GT or anything, there was no time to explain it there. It's like
Yeah,
they weren't used in GT. They really weren't used in any media outside of like at least in any shows or anything like that up until Super came out, and then that was changed to explain the Buu Saga thing. So I mean, like, I guess it is a retcon technically, but like it makes sense.
yeah, it makes. I actually have no problem with the retcon. I just wish it happened in Z. Like, I wish it was explained that, oh wait, in order for it to last forever, one of them has to be a Kai. You know,
But then it wouldn't be Shin being an idiot again.
that's true. Shin
It was
has
an
to
old
be.
Kai. I don't know whoever said it, but the point is, Potara, Fusion, used to last forever. No longer lasts forever.
It might have been Kibito for all we know, but
I don't freaking know. Wasn't it
Need to watch.
Kibito Kai at that point? Because like they demonstrated the thing.
yeah,
It was Kibito. Kibito Kai did nothing.
I guess
Then he
that's
got
true.
reversed in Super.
Wait, I think it was old Kai that explained that it happened.
Old
forever.
Kai is old.
And then Kibito Kai was like, "Wait, shit, really? Or are we really fused forever?" Anyway, dude, okay. So first of all, yeah, the ending. Let's talk about the ending of Majin Buu. The final fight.
Okie the final fight between Goku and Kid Buu, and Vegeta and Kid Buu, and Hercule
Yeah.
and Kid Buu,
And
and
Fat
Fat
Buu
Buu
and
and Kid
Kid
Buu,
Buu.
and Goku and Kid Buu again.
Or pure, I guess it's pure Buu.
Who cares?
I think, I don't know, Kaiser Neko probably cares.
Probably, but he ain't here.
That's
He will
true.
never be here. Darless, fuck him.
All right,
Point
it's
is-
a little aggressive. So,
Yes, it is.
Good fight. It's a good fight.
Good fight.
Super. I like the fact that Pure Buu is like. I like the fact that the peak strength of the main villain was earlier in the story, and now that they're weaker, the main characters are also weaker, and it's just kind of like a, both sides are sort of devolving, and they're just trying to get in one last little punch for the fate of the universe.
It does bring up a lot of good tension.
Yeah.
Like Vegeta gets his face kicked in, but that's nothing new.
Yeah, Vegeta gets a lot of.
Something I just realized that's kind of all semi on topic, also not really. Vegito has not won a fight. Gogeta has in his one canon appearance.
Yeah, I guess so. Wait, Gogeta. Well, Gogeta's win wasn't even canon, though, right?
Well, I know, but he's in Broly now. And technically, he won. He would have won that fight if Chile hadn't wished Broly away.
I forgot that Gogeta was. I was thinking that Vegeta was the one in Broly, but it's Gogeta.
No, Gogeta's canon now.
Okay, yeah, that's... Oh, God, I forgot about that.
How did you forget about that? That was like...
I don't know,
Bruh!
I haven't seen it in 3 years.
Bro, we'll get... Wait, hey, you should fix that. Watch it again.
3.5 years? I don't know.
Watch it again. Do it. Now.
I'll watch... Okay, well, we're gonna watch Dragon Ball Super Broly on stream.
One movie later.
Yeah, or on stream, yeah.
On stream. This is live on twitch.tv, so that's Blazing Cactus.
Yeah,
Obviously.
So...
Definitely.
So where are we putting this arc, dude?
Okay,
It's a mess.
It is a mess. It is a mess, let's be honest here. Okay, what do we have? I forgot what we have on this. All these are in French.
I'm thinking either B or C. So here's the 25th tournament, Android Saga, which we might want to move the Android Saga to A now that I've thinking about it, but
I was like, the Android Saga is pretty good. Do we?
I want to put it in C, kind of.
Okay, I'm not gonna really argue because like the Buu Saga is weird. I like it. It's weird. I haven't seen all of it. I'll be honest. Because like it's also long. It is kind of a mess.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Kai version because I hear it's kind of eh.
Yeah, let's put it in C, I guess.
Okay, fine by me.